This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. La Valley Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter. YCN Game of the Week. Merrimack Valley threatening on the doorstep here. 3rd and goal from the 1. False start penalty right there to start the fourth quarter, and that is not what you want coming out of that quarter break. Back them up 5 yards, bring up 3rd and goal from the 6th.
No, and that's got to drive a head coach crazy when out of a timeout or a quarter break like that, you immediately have a flag thrown against you. It's kind of the point of that break, but still, they're in a good position to score.
Miller keeps it himself, bounces to the outside, has one defender who has grabbed him and throws him down. So that'll stop that. No touchdown there.
And that was number 50, Turner Goodwin there on the tackle. Nice job by him. Now the Pride facing 4th down. This is a big play in this game.
Yeah, big one. They've had a nice drive here. Started at their own 50. They converted on a 4th down fake punt. See if Miller, he's got the snap. He's going to throw it. Has a man open. And I think it's going to be a touchdown. Cam Tillman, far official, signals a touchdown. Cam Tillman gets the 6-yard touchdown reception, but pending a flag.
Might have been something with that tackle there, horse collar or some kind of face mask, not too sure, but still, I believe the touchdown's going to stand.
So the refs will now make the signal. It's going to be a face mask on the defense. The touchdown is good. They'll be assess it on the kickoff. So touchdown there, 6-yard touchdown pass from Miller to Tillman.
And they decided to go for 2 here. This will also be a very big play. So right now it's an 8-point game.
So going for it here. Trying to get inside up to 6 points. Tosses it over the middle and a little bit overthrown is Miller. He had Tillman, but he overthrew him. So the extra point, 2-point conversion, no good. And Hollis-Brookline still leading by 8 now. That was kind of a questionable play call, but aggressive nonetheless. So we will take a break. Hollis-Brookline leading Merrimack Valley 28-20. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhai, Merrimack Valley scoring a touchdown, cutting it to 8 points. Missing the 2-point conversion. There's the kickoff, and that'll be fielded by Arnold, and he breaks free, and he's got daylight. One guy to beat, and he's tackled nicely there just before he goes around the sideline, and the flag on the play.
And if it's an illegal block or block in the back, again, I'm not sure if that play needed it.
I'm not sure I can believe him anymore.
Right.
I mean, I know these teams have been, there was some chippiness, there was some unnecessary roughness, but to have this many holding and blocking the backs, it seems like now we're getting a little too tight.
Yeah, I think these refs are trying to keep the game contained, but, I mean, it seems like every other play there's a flag. It's getting a little too much. I get they're trying to be strict, but at some point you do have to let them play it out.
So they'll put it down at the 30. That will be after the penalty. So that's where Hollis-Brookline will take over. Wimmer in the shotgun. Hands off to Iodice, and he cuts it off to the left side. Now cutting back to the center of the field. Breaks free from one tackler. Now he's cutting back to the left side. Flag in the backfield. And the run was all the way up to the 44-yard line. And a holding penalty on, obviously, Hollis-Brookline, and that'll bring him back 10 yards.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. All YCN games are on Facebook Live at YCN News.
I don't know if Merrimack Valley got the memo. There's a penalty there still hanging out at the 45-yard line. Here they come. So they'll march it off from the 30, put the ball at the 20-yard line, and replay first down. It'll be 1st and 20. First and 20. Wimmer in the shotgun. Iodice next to him. Wimmer will draw back to pass, surveys the field. He sees a little lane, and he's going to start, but quickly becomes stopped and isn't going to gain too many yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and long.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact.
And if you're Wimmer here, you got to be smart. Don't want to be turning the ball over. We saw him with 2 early interceptions. And he's got a man downfield. He's going to throw into double coverage and tipped away at the last second.
Yeah, that was to Michael Gillespie there, and probably not the smartest throw, and an interception here would really change this game completely. And yeah, throwing into double coverage, not too sure about that one. It looked like there was a little bit of daylight at one point, but safety slotted over to defend Gillespie there. Nice job by the Pride defense.
So Wimmer in the shotgun. He'll throw this one. Complete on that one to Simcoe, and he breaks it free for a big gain.
And flag.
And when I look up and see the flag, there's nobody around it, so I don't know what's happening.
I was confused too. When the flag was thrown, I looked over and I saw about 4 Hollis-Brookline players by themselves. Not too sure.
Looks like Iodice is motioning towards Merrimack Valley, and the refs will call a personal foul on Merrimack Valley, so the play will count.
Maybe it was something verbal.
So the ball goes to the 45, and then they'll march the 15-yard penalty off from there, I believe.
Blindside block.
So they'll march it off from the 45. 15 yards. We'll bring it across midfield to the Merrimack Valley 40-yard line. That's where Hollis-Brookline will have it 1st down and 10. Gonna have a stoppage.
Kind of looked like a defender jump. Not sure if that was because somebody on the O-line or not.
No flags. Doesn't look like there's any flags on the play. Just another discussion.
Today's game is being brought in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs, and thank all of our advertisers for their support.
Refs don't look like they know exactly what the call is going to be, so we're going to take a break while they discuss it. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by LaValley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. All set to go here. No penalties. Nothing was called. Wimmer being flushed out of the pocket. He finds a man wide open. The throw was a little high, but went up to get it. And a nice job there by Quentin Wimmer.
Yeah, Wimmer to Wimmer, and what a great catch there by Quentin. Throw was a little high, but he reached up and pulled it down, and there was nobody near him when he made that catch. Hollis-Brookline trying to put another touchdown and build a 2-score lead. See if they can do that here.
That would be a big touchdown here as we have first down and 10. They can get another first down. Handoff to the outside, and Simcoe's going to break free for a touchdown. Looked like he stayed in. He did. So a 14-yard touchdown run for Matthew Simcoe.
What a nice job there by Simcoe. And he's really a wide receiver, but he can also run the ball. He's a pretty big guy and avoided a ton of tackles there. And really, Hollis-Brookline has done a nice job of when their feet have been starting to be wrapped up, they've been able to fight forward and stay on their feet. What a great example there by Simcoe scoring that touchdown. It looks like we have an injured player on the field.
We do have an injured player, so we'll take an injury timeout, 34-20 with the extra point pending. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Injured player who has been taken off. He's being attended to on the sidelines. Extra point pending here, and that one's going to be wide right, so no good on the missed extra point. The score will hold 34-20, and that's a huge break there for Merrimack Valley.
Yeah, it is. Just hold it to a 14-point game, and you can score 2 touchdowns and get 1 2-point conversion.
Right.
You can tie the game, so yeah, that's a big miss.
Right now, their missed 2-point conversion from last score doesn't really come back to hurt them.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it right here as we are set to have the kickoff. Hollis-Brookline leading by 14. Pretty good game from a number of players for this Hollis-Brookline squad. And Iodice with a couple early touchdowns. He hasn't scored since. And then the latest touchdown there from Simcoe, who's had a lot of nice catches early in the game, and then come in there with the rushing touchdown, putting it in the end zone.
Next week's YCN Game of the Week travels to the Upper Valley as the Hartford Hurricanes host the Bob Whites of Bellows Free Academy of St. Albans, Vermont. Check local listings for air times and replay times.
The Bob Whites.
Yeah, the Bob Whites.
What is that?
I believe it's a bird.
Okay.
A Bob White, yeah.
All right.
It's kind of a unique mascot.
Yeah, there it is.
Found that out just a couple of days ago myself.
So the kickoff will be another short one and might go out of bounds, but it's just barely picked up before it goes out of bounds. And 35-yard line.
If you miss any of our local programs on our 3 YCN network stations, you can always watch our shows and games anytime on our website, ycnnow.com.
Merrimack Valley starting at their own 35-yard line. Braden Miller trying to lead a comeback. 9.5 minutes to go, trying to get something going as they're down 2 scores. They've had it cut down to 7 a couple times, but not been able to get any closer. Miller with the handoff. Up the middle goes Bartlett for a short loss. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. (34-20). Hollis-Brookline really been in control this whole game. Running off the left side is Chris Lorden, and he's able to gain a handful of yards, maybe 4 yards there. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. So 3rd and 6 here. Big 3rd down because, going for it on 4th down this deep in your own territory, that's a little risky. So, although they have converted 2 fake punts. Miller takes the shotgun snap. Looking deep. Looking for Tillman. Beautiful throw, but tipped away at the last second. Incomplete.
That was Michael Gillespie there, number 83, defending that pass. Nice job by him. And really, it's tough to defend a receiver with a ball like that that's hanging in the air for a while. Tough to make a clean defend. Nice job by him.
Yeah, a lot.
Played the ball and
right.
Nice job.
A lot to think about there. You don't want to get there too early.
Right.
You can see the ball and you know you got to knock it down, but if you get it too aggressive, it's a penalty. So nicely done there, and that'll be 4th down, and Merrimack Valley will be forced to go for it. Down 2 touchdowns inside 9 minutes, and Braden Miller kind of flips it to his lineman.
Yep.
And they're going to call it an incomplete pass. And that's going to be a 1st down, so Hollis-Brookline will take over. And that play could have called a penalty for illegal touching by the offensive lineman. He threw it right to his offensive lineman.
Right. Yeah, but the refs finally
decided to just
play a little bit.
To just let it go.
Yep.
So Hollis-Brookline takes over inside the 40-yard line, 38-yard line. Man in motion. Handoff goes to Quentin Wimmer. And he's driven back. 3 defenders driving him back, and that'll be 2nd down.
Just wait for him. Okay, he'll come back.
2nd down and 8 from the 35-yard line. Wimmer in the shotgun. Man goes in motion. The handoff to Iodice. He stiff arms one defender and breaks free into daylight. Touchdown, Hollis-Brookline.
Well, nice job by Iodice scoring that touchdown, and he's been a force here tonight. Probably a contender for our HR Clef Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game, and looks like we have a Merrimack player down in the field.
Yeah, the 35-yard touchdown run, and as you mentioned, he would be in the contention. That is his 3rd, and that probably puts the game away. So we have an injury timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
Welcome back. Extra point pending here. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. So Hollis-Brookline converts the extra point this time around, and they go up 41-20. Really, in all Hollis-Brookline here in this 4th quarter. Homecoming weekend for Merrimack Valley. Not going to come away with a win unless they can stage a big comeback here in the 4th quarter. Kick is away. And this one stays in bounds, just barely stays in bounds on the far side. Merrimack Valley will return it. Get it back to about the 20-yard line. So that's where the Pride will take over. We'll see if we see any changes on either team, as you know, it's not over. There's 7.5 minutes to go, but 21-point deficit. Now might be the time if you want to get some second-string players in.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good idea. Can't risk any of your starters getting injured. And Hollis-Brookline, to start the year, they lost their star quarterback, Joey Delaney. Really, in week 1, he was going to be their starting quarterback. He was a big force for them last year as a running back. So that was a big loss for them, but Sander Wimmer has stepped up pretty nicely as the starting quarterback in his place. He struggled a little bit early on in this game, but eventually settled down, led his team.
The fake reverse. Tillman's going to keep it. He's dragged down. Yeah, that first week, Hollis-Brookline loses to Windham 49-18, and looks like it's going to be a tough way to start their season after getting to the playoffs last year, finishing 7-3, and then they come back and beat Sanborn 25-7. The bye last week, and then this week, obviously, they can hold on to a 21-point lead. They should claim victory and go to 2-1 on the season.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious.
Braden Miller dropping back. He's looking down the field, and it is in and out of the hands of number 87. Andrew Roy can't come up with that one. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Really looked like Arnold was maybe going to have a chance to intercept that one, number 16. But he at least defended it. Pride really hoping to score another touchdown here before the end of the game for their home fans.
And that throw falls incomplete. That'll be 4th down. And this deep in your own territory, down by 3 touchdowns, you got to imagine just punt it away now and don't get into any more trouble.
Yeah, I would think so. You know, turnover on downs right here. Hollis-Brookline scores another touchdown. Wouldn't look too good for you. And at this point, down by 3 scores, so might as well punt it away. But we have seen 2 fake punts. So
right.
Anything's possible. And they've both been successful.
Hollis-Brookline coach calling out to watch for the fake, as he mentioned has happened a couple times. Bartlett is the punter. He gets it away. Nobody back to field it. They were all covering the fake just in case, and it will be down inside the 30-yard line where Hollis-Brookline will take over. 6:21 to play. 41-20 our score. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Almost fumbled the handoff there, as Wimmer took the shotgun snap and handed off to Iodice, who held on to it. Bring up 2nd down. No gain on that one. A couple yards lost. I'm sure if they're planning to run this clock out, they'll keep it on the ground. But as I say that, Wimmer throws it out to Simcoe, who makes a nice catch, stiff arms one defender, and he cuts back. Almost broke free. One guy tackled, grabbed him by the ankles, and tripped him up. Enough to get back to the line of scrimmage and a few more, but not quite enough to get the 1st down. Flag on the play, middle of the field. Simcoe talking to the refs. And it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Hollis-Brookline.
Yeah, if you're the Cavaliers and thinking of getting my starters out of this game, you need Simcoe going forward. You need Wimmer, quarterback, who's already your 2nd-string quarterback. So up by 3 touchdowns now. Just trying to run the clock down, keep my players healthy for the coming weeks, and just settle for the win.
Yeah, Hollis-Brookline coming up after this one. Hillsborough, Deering, Hopkinton at home. And we know that that's a new co-op team, and we did one of their games last year. And then they have on the road at Conval. So they march the ball off, but there's still some discussion of where the ball should be placed.
Refs struggling again to...
Yeah, this hasn't been their best performance.
No. Come on, guys.
So they put the ball down and they signal to start play. So it'll be Hollis-Brookline football. 3rd down and long. 18, 20 yards maybe. Wimmer in the shotgun. Ball is fumbled. Snap was not controlled, and Merrimack Valley has the football. So a break there. I don't know if it was the man in motion who tipped the snap, but it never got to Wimmer. He fumbled it. That will be Merrimack Valley football. They'll take over now. deep into the Hollis-Brookline territory, maybe giving them some life.
Yeah, the Pride would love to score another touchdown here on homecoming afternoon, so.
Braden Miller, the quarterback, comes out with the play in the shotgun. Bartlett to his left. He'll pass. Being flushed out of the pocket, throwing deep to the end zone. Two defenders there, and I believe two Hollis-Brookline players have possession. And they will say it is an interception, so Hollis-Brookline gets the ball back.
And that was Gillespie and I believe Ben Lindsay there. Ben Lindsay. It looked for a second like they were going to fight for the ball and knock it out of each other's arms, but nice job by them hauling it in. And that ball really was floating in the air for a while.
Not a smart pass there.
Yeah.
So Hollis-Brookline takes over, 1st and 10 from their own 6. Getting a gift back after the fumble, which was an errant snap and the shotgun. Then the interception by Merrimack Valley, and it'll take over here for the Cavaliers. Handoff on the inside draw. And just gaining a few yards. At this point, that's what you want to do. Gain yards, keep the clock moving, keep the chains moving. And I don't think you're going to see a lot of trickery here from the Cavaliers.
No, just keep the running game going. No flags. Nothing close to a penalty. Just keep that clock rolling. Simple plays.
Inside 5 minutes, clock moving. Wimmer didn't know what the play was, or didn't know who to pitch it to. Looked like he wanted to go to Iodice, but then he held on to it, and he is sacked for a loss. Stays out of the end zone, but be a negative yards. Gotta be careful now. Handoff to the outside goes number 27, Daniel Martin Albert. He had the touchdown earlier today. One of the touchdowns, I believe, for Hollis-Brookline. Yeah, he had a 2-yard touchdown run, put him up 21-6. So here it is, 4th down, clock moving inside 4 minutes. Maybe one last ditch effort here for Merrimack Valley if they can return this punt or get a quick score and then get an onside kick. But before that happens, we are going to have a timeout on the field. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome back. 4th down. Punt team out there for Hollis-Brookline. Want to make sure they get it away, not a block or anything. It's straight up in the air, not really that far, and it takes a Hollis-Brookline bounce. Excuse me, a Merrimack Valley bounce back towards the end zone. So not going to be a long punt, and 3:42, Merrimack Valley will take over once again. Another chance here, possibly, to get something in the end zone, and still have to pick the player of the game, but of course with a 21-point lead, Merrimack Valley with the ball. Score here could put them right back in it.
Yeah, crazier things have happened, you know. Score a touchdown here, you recover an onside kick, score another touchdown.
And the way Hollis-Brookline has had the ball twice, and they really haven't done anything. They fumbled it, and then they had a 3-and-out with a punt. Miller with the fake handoff, and then he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage for basically no gain.
Second down.
So that'll bring up 2nd down. And long. Miller in the shotgun. He's looking down the field deep. He completes the pass. The defender all over the wide receiver, but completes the pass to Chase Keyser. And that'll be a 1st down and goal.
First and goal, Merrimack Valley.
This catch by Keyser there, he was well defended. Hauling it in.
And Miller keeping it, but looking downfield. Fires downfield, had a man, but it was almost picked off, incomplete. Simcoe tried to get that one, and he can't, so that'll be 2nd down and goal.
I think that was Quinn Connors there applying the pressure on the Merrimack Valley quarterback. Nice job by him, forcing a tough pass on the run.
So 2nd and goal. Miller gives the handoff to Bartlett, who cuts it up the middle for a short gain. Now with the clock moving, time's running out on this Pride team, because even if they do score a touchdown, they're going to not have much time. They need to score 2 more after that. Third and goal. Braden Miller won't get the play off. Offside, so that'll bump them half the distance to the goal. So some free yardage there for the Pride. 3rd and goal from now what should be the 3. Miller in the shotgun, he hands it off, and Tillman's going to cut back up the middle. Excuse me, Bartlett. Bartlett gets in there for the 3-yard touchdown run.
Nice job by Bartlett with the nice little short yardage score. Merrimack Valley getting a bit of a break with that fumble recovery right in front of their own end zone, so nice job by them scoring.
Merrimack Valley will go for 2. Miller dropping back in the shotgun. Has Bartlett open in the flat, and he rumbles into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Merrimack Valley 2-point conversion is good.
So 41-28, 2:21 to go. We'll see if Merrimack Valley can get the onside kick. That's really their only hope at this point. We will take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. The final 2:21 to play here in Pennacook, New Hampshire, where the Merrimack Valley Pride have just scored and converted the 2-pointer. Now they're going for the onside kick, and it looks like that will come down safely in the hands of the Hollis-Brookline hands team. So Hollis-Brookline will have the ball with 2:11 to play. Probably just have to get 1 first down. And what do you know? Flag on the play. So will we have that? It looks like it'll be Hollis-Brookline football. And a 13-point lead. So we'll go with the player of the game.
Yeah, so our HR Club Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. It came down to 2 players, both from Hollis-Brookline, Brandon Iodice and Matthew Simcoe, but I think we got to give it to Iodice. He is responsible for 3 rushing touchdowns here this afternoon, and he's been a big force for them, making defenders miss all over the field. Really nice job running the football, and he's been a big part of this Cavalier offense. Nice job by him. Looked like at one point he was a little rattled, but he came back and toughed it out and finished the game. So nice job by Brandon Iodice on winning the Kearsarge, the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game.
Yeah, Brandon Iodice, the 12-yard touchdown run to open the scoring. And then he followed it up with a 4-yard touchdown run to make it 14-0. Well, 13-0. Excuse me, 12-0. And then the 2-point conversion made it 14-0. And then later in the second half, in quarter number 4, with a 14-point lead, he ran it in from 35 yards out to really put this one away, giving them the 21-point lead. So they will kick it again. Not sure that why they would give the team second chance to kick it when the penalty was against them. But that one is safely in the hands of the Cavaliers again. So now with 2:09 to play, run a couple plays. And Andrew, as we talked about Hollis-Brookline will improve to 2-1, playing Hillsborough-Deering Hopkinton co-op team next week. Merrimack Valley falling to 0-4, and they will play Plymouth at home next week and then travel to Kingswood. So the road doesn't get much easier for this Pride team. As we see the pitch to Iodice, he's scampering out to the left side, just wants to go down. You don't really need to do much here. I'm sure Merrimack Valley will call some timeouts to try and stop the clock, and we do also have an injured player. So an injury timeout once again. You're watching YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
So here we go, final minute 50, injured player off the field. Clock moving, so they'll take their time in snapping the football. Wimmer in the shotgun, receivers, or two running backs flanked to either side. Clock moving. 1:20, here's the snap, and fumbled the snap, but luckily they fell on it. That could have been disastrous right there for a second. Yeah. All right, Andrew, final minute or so. Tough game. Obviously, Hollis-Brookline pulls it out. Kind of sloppy. Yep. But just your thoughts on the game overall.
Yeah, so it started out to be a really big defensive effort. And we saw the Hollis-Brookline quarterback, Wimmer, struggle at times, throwing 3 picks in this game. But he eventually settled down and moved the ball well with his team as the Cavalier offense really started to take off late in the game. But so did the Merrimack Valley Pride. They scored a ton in the second half.
Gang tackle there. And that may do it. See what time they start the play clock. So 41-28 our score inside 30 seconds.
I think the heat here definitely played a factor early on. Both defenses were strong, but as the game went on, the offenses started to break through as both defenses started to tire and slow.
That is true. It played a factor in a lot of things. Yeah. Players and others. Yep. So the final score here from Pennacook, New Hampshire, 41-28. Thanks to Greg and Alex. For Andrew Zerhide, I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.
YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. LaValley Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.